Yo, what's up? That's right. It's episode 35. What a milestone we've arrived at. That's 10 plus 25 for you mathematicians out there. I'm here by myself. Unfortunately, Chewy's out sick today. All that work he puts into the league, I think it sometimes takes its toll. So let's, thank him for all his contributions and hope he's in better health for the next episode. So let's dive right into it. All right, so in our transactions, we have a trade coming out. Actually, two affiliates, defenseman Alex Cage and defenseman Clyde Mayweather, have been traded to Redwater Undertakers, and in return, the Las Vegas Sinners receive defenseman Jesse Pinkman. Now, Jesse Pinkman has been super active in stats and probably, potentially other areas of the league. So my guess here is Vegas owner Britain is thinking this guy could be a member of staff. This guy can contribute in an advanced capacity other than just being a player. I'd say this is a great win for the Sinners and hopefully works out well for the Undertakers as well. Pulling up with Clyde Mayweather and Alex Cage, two great up-and-coming defensemen. All right, next we have the additions. The Beijing Bucks are releasing Rostlev Nasharov as well as Arch Manning, both forwards, missed progressions. Tokyo Tigers released Trey Martin as well as the Sinners affiliate, missed progressions. And the Whales as well as the Buccaneers affiliate released Jeremy Perry IV, who left the server. And the Beijing Bucks did sign left wing, right wing Kevin Jiggins, who has a ring. So that's interesting how that happened. We'll have to hear more about that in the future. So moving along from our transactions, we're going to pull up the standings. Let's turn our attention over to the Rocket. We've got, of course, Las Vegas still in first place, followed by Alaska. A couple weeks ago, there was a very tight point contention there. It's kind of, become Alaska coming into second place. But, sometimes tides turn, and we'll see how the waves caress. Albuquerque still holding it down in third with 37. And this is where it gets interesting is the fourth place because, of course, only 4 teams progress into the playoffs. So we've got San Diego right now with 35, and then Redwater 28, Tennessee 25, Honolulu 22, North Bay 19. So all these teams are really still in contention for that fourth spot. You never know. And it could, go as high as the third spot should Albuquerque, slip up, considering that San Diego is only 2 points behind. Moving our attention over to the Mr. Hockey standings, we have Miami, again at first place with 39 points, followed by Copenhagen with 37. Keep in mind that these appear to be only one game outdated as far as Miami goes. Miami did lose today to Rome, so it's not like Miami's points got any higher, and some of the other teams may have gone up as well. Jacksonville, for example, they put up 35 points, and they may be moving up with into the 37 realm if they won their game, which I believe they did. We have Florence with 34 points, followed by Turku with 33. And then we have a little bit of a ways down. We have Norfolk with 26, Rome with 19, and Boston with 16. So again, this one's really interesting where certainly in the top 5, but totally could include Norfolk in the potential, things could always happen. But of the top 5 teams right now, if one of them has a bad week, they could see themselves plummet all the way down to the bottom and be, vying for one of that 3 or 4 spots. So it's a very hot conference over here. Pulling up our divisions, we can see the breakdown is very close in the Atlantic Division between Miami and Jacksonville. In the Europe Division, Copenhagen and Florence are in, contention of 3 points away. And in the Central, we've got about a 9-point differential between Albuquerque and Redwater, probably the largest amongst all of the divisions. But then we have in the Pacific Division, we have a 6-point differential between Las Vegas and Alaska. So that's just kind of a perspective on where we stand with the divisions and who's claiming the number one spots. All right. Now, on to our minors. We've had a little bit of movement from last week where we had Warsaw in the front. Now it's Tokyo. They're both tied with 31 points, but it's the goal differential. They have +2 right now, bringing them up to 20 positive goals, which is, really pretty particularly stellar performance. Not to say 18's coming up short. Warsaw, in number 2. Both teams looking, high caliber for the upcoming offseason or postseason. So Sydney then moves along with 28 points in third place. We've got a two-way tie in terms of points between Berlin and Malmö, each with 22, but the goal differential falls in Berlin's favor, who has the lower of the negative goal differentials, 1 versus -6. Iceland has 20 points, Wellington has 15, and Beijing with 10. So we can look at the first two spots, you can probably consider one of them's going to take it, or at least one of them's going to be in the playoffs. And then, third place, Sydney, always a strong contender. There's a little, I think being kind of in second is good to kind of fly under the radar a little bit. If you think about the first two teams being tied in points, not to say you shouldn't be up there competing, but it's sometimes nice to be, in the shade where everybody else is in the sun, and then you're ultimately going to be put into the same, competitive environment when it comes to only 4 teams are making it to the playoffs. So we'll have to see how this all turns out. Let's turn our attention to the power play and penalty kill. We've added a new column. It's highlighted in light blue. This is actually last week's ranking. So you can see there's not a lot of significant movement. We had Redwater drop, or actually go up from 5th place to 3rd place. And we had Jacksonville emerge from 10th place to 6th place. In terms of face-offs, we have the same kind of component in here in light blue as last week. You can see some of the major changes was Boston was in 9th place in terms of face-offs, and they dropped to 12. But other than that, Redwater remains overall the number 1 team in face-offs, just as the 2nd, 3rd, which are Florence and Honolulu, remain the same as well. Turning our attention to our league leaders, we have Tom Krieg and Voodoo tied right now in the goals race. They have 19, but they're followed closely behind by Hank Falco, and then amongst 4 players have 17, Chester Chess, David Hume, Gunny Gunny, and Outlaw Owens. Our assists are a little bit more straightforward. Garrett Winkler is in the first with 28, then David Leathers with 25, and Telemax Scarborough with 24. So pretty close race there as well. And over on the points leaders, we've got Leathers in first with 38 points, followed by Winkler with 36 and Falco with 35. Now our rookies are, let's just look at 2 names here. In the goals leaders, we've got Stig Magnus. In the assist leader, we've got Jerry Jackson. In the point leaders are Stig Magnus and Jerry Jackson, each with 11 points. So here's a point of differential. Stig Magnus has put up 6 goals and 5 assists, whereas Jackson has put up 1 goal and 10 assists. So, see wherever it falls. Do you think a goal scorer or an assist scorer is going to win this one? To be determined. All right, and now we're going to do our breakdown of the teams of the week. So we've got up first is Norfolk, and if Chewy was here, he'd kind of walk you through the bracket, through the roster. So I'm going to try to do my best of doing both of these, but instead of looking at the roster itself, let's look at the scorecard. So first up, leading the team in hits is Billy Big Hits with 89 hits this season. He's currently 7th in hits amongst league leaders. And if we look at the number of hits this season, Norfolk is in 8th place with 427 hits. Oops. Now, back to the scorecard, we can see that Big Hits has put up 11 points this season, which is highest amongst defensemen on the team. Big Hits also holds the 3rd spot on the list of puck possession time leaders, demonstrating a defensive Norfolk gameplay. The team's leading scorer, Sam Yeager, has buried 14 goals and 11 assists for 25 points overall. Yeager is followed closely by Chase Hazard with 22 points this season, who is also tied for 7th in power play goals with 4 amongst league leaders. Norfolk stands to improve in at least 2 key areas. First off, special teams, where Norfolk holds the 12th rated power play and 16th rated penalty kill amongst the lead. Second is faceoffs. Norfolk ranks 16th amongst other teams in faceoffs and stands to improve in these areas. Overall, I can tell you from facing Norfolk and losing 2 games in a row, they're a tough team. So best of luck this season, and it was great to have you hop on. All right, next up we've got Jacksonville. So here are the players that you're looking at, and let me pull up the statistics of the team. So leading the league in hits is Johnny Blades with 116 hits this season, which is surprising because Jacksonville only ranks 8th in number of hits with 417. Blades has put up 13 points this season, second to Robert Garrett Jr. with 18 points this season amongst defensemen. Blades also holds 4th place amongst league leaders for time on ice with a whopping 698 minutes and 37 seconds. Amongst forwards, Scurvy Dog leads the pack with 16 goals and 12 assists this season for 28 points. Dog is ranked number 6 in goals in the league. Coming up in second in points amongst the team is Robert Grimes with 8 goals and 15 assists for 23 points this season. Now, centers on the Vipers demonstrate an aptitude for faceoffs. The team is ranked number 6 overall in faceoffs amongst the league. The Vipers are also a top 6 team in special teams with a 4th ranked power play and 11th ranked penalty kill. So that was great taking a look at Jacksonville, and also wanted to say that, hey, when we pulled these stats, it was at the end of week 8, or maybe 7, or whatever the most recent week was on Sunday. Today's Tuesday, so some of this might be outdated because there were games that were played on Monday. But speaking of games, let's move on over to our plays of the week. All right, coming up with number 1, we've got Ali, who's about to pass the puck up to, who was that? Willie Ruth. Willie Ruth with a fantastic top shelf goal here. And by the way, all these plays are from the minors. Here we go again. We've got, who's that? Adamo coming down. Gives it to Prince, who snags it over the glove to sink a really nice goal there. And this is just another demonstration of the aptitude of the future of the league. Now, coming in strong, we have a veteran coming down the ice. Eric Newton, watch this. Boom! Breaks down the net and scores the goal. I thought that was incredible. What a demonstration of strength and persistence. All right, and now coming in, our number 2 goal, Croft gets it over to Grims. Grims, sets it up with a miraculous assist to enable Croft to score in the top right shelf. That's where you keep the $100 bills in the register. Boom! Stole that one. What a fantastic goal. And finally, our number 1 play of the week. Got a face-up, tie-up. around there. Oh, and Bukaj scoring this goal where the puck was stolen and it was taken advantage of, and great positioning across the team. Alrighty, so that wraps up. Oh, wait, don't forget, if you're in goals, don't forget to vote for your All-Star. The ballots are out right now. And remember, if you're in the Atlantic Division, vote Potty. Put it on the ballot. You can put it on for forward and coach. You can vote twice. This is the only election you're allowed to vote twice in, because once I get picked up, they won't let me do it again, at least for another season. So get him while he's hot, and looking forward to representing. This is Potty signing us out.